we have Prateek and Sakshi from ShikshaLokam. And as the school system came to a screeching halt, it wasn't just students who were struggling or the parents, but the whole system at large, especially the government system at large, was trying to cope up with that. And some of the key enablers of education is the school leadership, the whole bunch of people who work outside the school to make the school happen. And now with no schools operating, it was a difficult situation for them. And Prateek and Sakshi will share with us how at ShikshaLokam they improve school leadership, empower them with various things so that they can deliver change at scale. So over to you, Prateek and Sakshi. Very excited to have you here. Welcome to the webinar.
Yeah, thank you so much, Suren, for that introduction. Hello, everyone. I'm Sakshi from the solutions team of ShikshaLokam. I'll let Prateek quickly share the screen with you. Just wait a minute. So today we'll walk you through the capabilities that ShikshaLokam has contributed to Sunbird. So we'll begin with meeting the stakeholders for whom these capabilities are developed. Can everybody hear Prateek?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I'll start. I hope that all of us have Kung Fu Panda and those beloved characters of Po, Mr. Ping, Master Shifu. Po, our beloved student, out to be dragon warrior with various learning gaps. Mr. Ping, who is an splitting image of our government school parents, runs his own stall and tries to make ends meet. And Master Shifu, the amazing, excellent teacher who would help Po on his learning journey. However, Master Shifu also deals with multiple students with different learning challenges. How do you think that Master Shifu feels dealing with multiple contexts at a time? What are some challenges you think Master Shifu faces? Please do put your thoughts in chat. I'll pause for 20 seconds. Master Shifu too needed continuous support to learn new ways to design his support plans, to sustain his motivation, to share his frustration and confusion. There were times when he just gave up on Po, right? And thus enters Master Ugwe, the mentor to Master Shifu, the one giving clarity and motivating the teacher, the leader who provides support for helping teacher help student. There are numerous stakeholders playing the same role of Master Ugwe in the education system. These are our school heads, instructional leaders like CRP or BRP, administrative leaders like BEO, DO or SPD, and community leaders like SMCs. This is exactly what we do here at ShikshaLokam. We enable these Master Ugwes in the education system who provide support to Master Shifus. ShikshaLokam is an education leadership development mission. We work with over 5 lakh education leaders today and engage with some of the most amazing NGO partners in this space, like Mantra for Change, Piramal Foundation, transform schools, just to name a few. We believe that leadership is about having the agency to continuously sense, make sense, learn and improve. To enable this, we apply the societal platform thinking to design programs, prototypes, solutions, and open digital infrastructure. All of these leaders in the education system sense what is the situation, make sense through data, and improve to better the current processes and structures. Throughout this cycle of sense, make sense, and improve, the leaders also need tools and capabilities that ease their work and make it efficient. Let's delve deeper into the challenges and the use cases that we have for different states and the capabilities on Sunbird that would cater to these challenges.
So did you know that in Punjab, 651 block mentors visit at least one school each day for school observation? This means that more than 2 lakh total school visits by block mentors in a year. And let's say approximately an hour is spent per school visit. So in a year, that amounts to more than 2 lakh hours. Almost 22 years in a lifetime are just spent visiting schools and collecting data. Now they collect information about classroom observations, their interaction with school heads, teachers, students. Now this timestamp is just about school observation. Imagine the time that also goes in the whole process of maintaining this information in registers, sending out the information to district officials, and then further sending it to state. Now this just simply complicates the life of our stakeholder on ground, whose key responsibility is to provide support to the teachers. So this was one story of a stakeholder from a small state like Punjab. Imagine what it would mean for a state like UP or Bihar, which has more than 5 times the number of schools. So we decided to solve this problem. One of our simple solutions toward this problem was survey capability. Now, survey allows the leader to collect data and information with ease. For example, if an HM is planning infrastructure development in school, they can send out quick surveys for collecting needs and priorities from parents, SMCs, and teachers. Now, the platform allows them to add various types of questions like MCQs, sliders, text, and in any language to create their own surveys on Sunbird and customize them according to their needs. Not only this, we know that the leaders have to also conduct observations against an entity like school, block, district. So a +1 to our survey is our observation capability on Sunbird that enables the leaders to collect data for an entity. They can also take multiple submissions of the same form. For example, in Punjab, the digital reflection diary for block mentors helps them to record their classroom observation and their interactions with teachers, HMs, or parents. It also helps them to reflect on their work and capture the challenges and the best practices of their block. But when has the education system been so simple? It always keeps throwing surprises. And such a surprise was an additional layer of framework and rubric structure that was added to the observation, where the forms are comprehensive and extensive for a detailed and structured collection of data. For example, you can use this capability to do a detailed quality assessment of a school for a framework like Shala Siddhi. You can use either the standard frameworks or even create your own framework and also add more questions.
With these sense capabilities, it was of equal importance that the reports of the collected data is also provided to the stakeholders taking up surveys or observations. When data is collected through pen and paper mode, it takes months to analyze, and thus, by the time analysis completes, the data becomes obsolete and irrelevant. Providing data timely, without any loss, and in a collated manner helps in driving actions and save time. On Sunbird, the reports are provided on the go to ease the process of making sense of one's own data, whether it be HM collecting survey data or BMs conducting observations in the classroom. The instant reports mitigate all hassles. For an observation with rubric, the report provides the data of the levels achieved by them as per the rubric defined. These reports also are easily shareable, and leaders can easily provide the data to the higher officials or present them in meetings.
Now, that's not all. Remember our narrative about sense, make sense, learn, and improve. So let's come to the project capabilities. Now, we know that since last year, schools have been shut down due to COVID-19. And one major challenge that most of our school leaders are facing due to school closure is the loss of communication between the school and the parents. Now, the parent-teacher meetings were an important platform to engage the parents, inform them about child's progress, and understand their needs in the schools. So, for this, 225 school leaders across Uttar Pradesh have been using the project capability of Sunbird to take up the virtual parent-teacher meeting project. Now, this was conceptualized to narrow the current gap in communication and create a bridge between the school and the community. This also helped us to solve another problem that the leaders face. Now, usually the mode of communication or mode of sending information from the state is through circulars or through WhatsApp messages. And often leaders at ground are left clueless with these 5 whys and 1 how questions. That is, what should be implemented on the ground? When should it be implemented? Who has to do what? Why are we doing this? And how are we supposed to even implement this project? Now, through this capability, they had a pre-designed action project assigned to them to plan, document, and keep track of their activities. HMs, our headmasters, they felt more confident with the well-structured plan of action in the project. They very well understood the duration of the project. The activities were very simple and broken down into actionable tasks and subtasks. The capability helped them to document everything in one place in an organized manner. The supporting learning resources that would help them to complete the project was also attached to the tasks. They had options to assign tasks to different members. They had access to add their own start date, their end date, add or delete tasks based on their needs. Now, this process really helped create a positive narrative of government schools in the state and made the parents feel part of the school process. Now, school heads found the virtual PTM meeting to be very helpful in hearing parents' voices after this huge gap, understanding the challenges, and taking a few next steps in addressing those. As we also said before, that's not all. Apart from taking projects that are assigned to the stakeholders, they can also create their own contextual projects and enrich their improvement journey. Now, these projects can be shared with their peers and their mentors to get inputs on the same. Projects can also be taken in the offline mode. Hence, this removes the barrier of connectivity.
With these capabilities, enable sense and improve, it's important to empower our leaders with data too. For the administrative leaders, it's always a looming question as to how can I track progress of my state or district? Or how do I make sense of the data collected to identify the common needs across the state? Or how will I get visibility of projects happening on the ground? The dashboards provide this transparency into the ongoings and provides visibility into the system, based on which they can make informed data-driven decisions. So that was a brief peek into the various capabilities that are now on Sunbird. I hope you have triggered your imagination towards what these capabilities can enable for you and how you can take these to your use case. Maybe you want to assess the mental well-being of children in this state. Well, survey is for you. Or you would like the teachers across the state to improve the usage of teaching learning materials in class. Well, you take up improvement projects. Or you want to create a detailed school health card over different parameters. Observation with rubric can help you there. I will leave you with those lingering thoughts and imaginations. We are very excited to know what other use cases are coming to your mind. Please keep sharing so that we learn from each other and make the Sunbird community a very vibrant and co-creative one. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi and Prateek. I think the starting with Kung Fu Panda was amazing. It really brought a smile on my face while we're all dealing with various other things in and outside our life. And the powerful narrative of sense, make sense, learn and improve, where the government, the state administration can sense through surveys and observations. It saves a lot of their time, a large chunk of what they spend walking around gathering data, and then the next a series of +1 where this data is not only collected and reported months later by the time the water has flown down the bridge, but the data is reported in time within maybe a few hours or few days, or available real time through dashboards in their hands, where they can take the next action and improve the system. So I think really powerful how these various building blocks can come together. Even more powerful when you think of all of these integrated with chatbots and for delivery of surveys and so on. So truly amazing to have you here. Thank you for sharing this with us.